All right, Rams, this is Mr. Hibbard, your librarian, and today we're going to take a quick look at how to save your articles to read later. Quite often, when you're in the middle of a research project, you're just getting as many articles as you can, knowing that you can read them later. So let's do a real quick lesson on how to do that. Okay, so right now what you see on your screen is the results from a search that I did in Academic Search Complete. And you see up here, I put in this phrase, concussions in youth sports. Here are the results to 497. I'm going to scroll down because I need to show you what to do with a good result. I want to select full text. What I'm asking for is articles that are available only as full text, not the abstract or the summary only. All right, so I'll take this one here. Here is our headline, Concussions in Youth Sports. Let's look at the PDF. So you'll see as this opens into the PDF on the far right, let me make this a little bit more easy to see here. On the far right, you see a series of icons, okay? And I'll explain most of them for you. This top one here, see it here, Google Classroom. Most of us have moved away from Google Classroom, okay? If you still use it, you know how to use this icon then. Right down here is Google Drive. I'll go back and show you how to use that in a second. If you want to print it, that's fine. You can email it to someone else. Add to your folder. I don't think this is really necessary. Some people like it. If you can come up here and sign in with your .NET MCPS address, excuse me, you can save everything to the folder for Academic Search Complete. I like saving it here in Google Drive. So let's see how that would work. Okay, so I'm going to click on Google Drive. It'll open my drive. First, I'll say, which Google Drive do you want? Sure, take my account right there. I'm going to select that. All right, so EBSCO wants access to your Google account. You have to say yes. You have to allow it. Okay, otherwise it won't save to your Google account. So here we go. I'm allowing. Okay, now it said it's saved to your drive. Okay, saved to Google Drive. Your document has been saved to your Google Drive account. Okay. Now, I want to see it. I want to make sure I know where it is. So I'm going to come over here to my drive. Now, if you're like me, you may have a lot of folders here, which isn't bad. At least they're in folders. Okay. And all the way down and all the way down. So there are a couple of ways you can go about this. I want to know where this is. I'm going to start by going over here to Recent. And see if that pops up. And there it is right there, Concussions in Youth Sports. Now, I don't have a folder yet for this project. So, and a lot of times that's what happens to you. And then you end up with, 50, 60, 70 of these unfiled documents, and it just makes it hard to find. So what I would do is come up here and go to New, and I'm going to create a new folder for my project. Okay, so let's just call this EE project. Okay, and then create. Okay. All right, so there is my folder. Now I'm going to do something else. I'm going to open up this folder, nothing in it. I want to add another folder. Okay. So I'm going to write research articles. Because what else you should also have in this project are folders like, and let's do it here for you then. New, here we go. Add a folder. We're still in the EE project. I'm going to write drafts. Okay, let's spell it right. FTS, there you go. Drafts. Okay, and then my favorite folder, miscellaneous, MISC period. Okay, It's another way of saying stuff that does not fit into drafts or research articles. So as you're saving things, you know where they are. And you could even have subfolders for each of these folders. Maybe in the research articles, you have it listed under the topic of what you searched for, or you have it by the database, that sort of thing. Drafts, you have subfolders for first draft, second draft, and so forth, final draft. That bit, the final draft folder is key because once it's finished, there are times where you may want to send it to a teacher. You may want to send this with your college application, and so forth. You want to be able to get your hands quickly on the final draft of your EE. Okay, so let's go back here to my drive. And we're going to go back to recent because I want to find, there it is at the top, concussions in youth sports. So let's see, can I right click this? Right click, okay. So I'm going to come down here and move to. And this is what trips a lot of students up. You think that this is a ton of work at the, I'll just save it. I'll quote unquote, I'll find it. It saves you a lot of time. Trust me, down the road when you have to find something quickly, you're not sorting through, 60, 70, 80, just randomly placed files. So let's go to my drive. You click on the arrow. Let's come down here to research. What did I call this? EE project. That's right. Come down to EE project. Click on the arrow. Research articles. Click on that. And there's the name of the folder. So I'm going to say move that concussion youth sports article there. Okay. So the more and more that you do this, the easier it will be. And in fact, if I go up now and find another article and save it to my drive, it should automatically go into that same folder. That takes a lot of time. So there you are, a real quick lesson, 5-minute lesson on how to organize your research articles for better and more efficient access later on in the research process. If you have any questions about how to use this or anything else connected to your EE, make sure you reach out to me, Mr. Hibberd, Hibberd. Thank you.